All right. Today's day one. I watched all the videos last night. I wrote down all my notes in my journal. I did the first thing that she instructs us to do, and that's step on the scale. And I'll tell you that I had been suffering from a lot of health issues and I couldn't figure out what it was. And it felt like no matter what I did, I didn't see a drop in the scale. And I've never been fixated on the scale, but I know where I feel comfortable. And that's when my weight sits around 135 to 142. And I was nowhere near that. And no matter how hard I worked out, no matter what I ate, it seemed like the weight kept creeping up. And I was experiencing severe inflammation, rapid weight gain, like 10 pounds in a month. And I was like, what the heck? And then when I felt like I couldn't control anything or change it, I will admit that I would just go crazy. Like, oh, I'm just going to eat pizza tonight and ice cream tonight. And those things did not help. And the one thing that I've learned through Tony Robbins is if you can't make it better, just don't make it worse. And I was definitely making it worse. So when 2B Mindset, came up in November and I found out that it was going to be releasing, I was so excited. And to be part of this test group and be the first people to test it out and get my hands on something that I've been needing for a long time, I'm so excited. But I stepped on the scale and I'll say that 3 weeks ago I weighed 166. I didn't even weigh that when I was pregnant with any of my kids. And I gained like 50 pounds with my oldest child. So it's been something that I've told a few people. And they say, well, you have a lot of muscle. It's like, come on, bro. I have put on a lot more muscle than I had 6 years ago, exactly 6 years ago to this day when I started P90X, but I did not put on that much muscle. I didn't pack on 20 pounds of muscle. So I know that, I needed to do some things. So I stepped on the scale today. And the other day I was down to 160. Today I stepped on the scale and it said 162.6. I'm not going to complain about it because the scale can fluctuate. I'm not going to get tied on that. But our goal is to step on the scale every day after tracking what we ate the day before so we can really see how our body's reacting and what worked and what's not working. And so I've decided that I'm changing the story of the scale. The scale is not something to dread. It's not an enemy. It's a tool. It's something that is going to help me stay accountable. It's going to help me become an investigator into my own health and my own weight loss journey to see what's working. That if you don't track something, how can you improve it? If you ate really good and your body reacted well to the amount of calories, the type of balanced diet that you have, and you don't weigh yourself, you're not going to know what's really working. And I've done this, like, I'm going to stay off the scale for 3 weeks, and then I step on it, and I'm like closing my eyes, and I'm like, oh shit. And so I don't want to be that person anymore. So I'm following the guidelines. And it's freaking out a lot of people in the group. People who've had weight loss issues, who's had mindset issues, who's been at war with food, at war with their weight and the scale. So I know that this is not going to be easy for a lot of people, especially because this is doing something that we've been taught not to do, to not stand on the scale. But here's the thing is, if you're at a point where you're not happy with where you are and staying off the scale is what you've been doing and it's not working, then now's the time to try something that you've not done before, but go into it with a different mindset. And so I'm adopting and stealing this mindset that's being taught to us by Alana. So another principle is to drink lots of water, that we're going to be drinking 16 ounces of water before every meal, because a lot of time people don't realize that they're not really hungry, they're thirsty, that the way they're feeling it are signs of dehydration. And so a lot of times, like, if you're dehydrated, you're gonna be tired, and that your brain will be like, oh, you need chocolate, you need carbs to give you that boost of energy. Another thing is about our need for carbs. I learned a lot in the videos about carbs, about how to find the right carbs, when to eat carbs, and to really, it's teaching us to eat purposeful. So day one has been off to a great start. I've drank 32 ounces of water so far. I've had my breakfast exactly the way it was designed in the way she explained to us in the Played It video, where how we eat breakfast is a certain percentage of different food groups, and I did that, and I feel good. I'll tell you that I ate what I wanted to do, and it felt weird not to use the containers because I had been using containers. I did use the measuring cup that I have, that's half a cup to measure out my oatmeal, because I do know that that's one serving. It's on the package. That's what's considered one serving if you're using our portion control containers. So I did use that because I really am not a good judge of what a half a cup is when it comes to cooked oatmeal. So it was a little weird not to use the containers, but it's an adjustment, and I'm going to just trust it. We're going to Austin tonight because I bought Ryan some tickets to see Trevor Noah while he's in Austin. So it's going to be, it's going to take work to find a place that fits what my needs are going to be for dinner, but it's totally doable. It's not restrictive. I don't have like a panicky feeling. I don't feel stressed. I don't feel deprived. And what I was saying about breakfast is that I ate breakfast and I actually feel really full. So I know that tomorrow morning I'm going to eat a smaller portion of what I ate, because what I ate was kind of a free-for-all, and I was following guidelines, but I'm super stuffed, and I've been done with breakfast for an hour, and so you don't want to be starving an hour later, but I do feel very stuffed. And so anyways, I'll be tracking everything, and I'm going to be doing daily vlogs every day that I'll release whenever we're allowed to share information about this product. I'm not going to be giving away the information that is in the videos, because I want you to invest in this. I want you to participate in it, because if I just share with you a little bit and you just implement the little bit that I say, then you're not going to be able to know if it really works. And I found that if you give people things for free and they don't invest in it, you're not going to necessarily give your all. Somebody shared the other day about how they went to college, they just pissed it away. And then whenever they had to go back later on and invest their money in it, then they went all in and took it a lot more seriously. And that's the way I feel about this. A lot of people get things for free and they don't take it seriously. And so I know that I wouldn't be doing the program justice or you any good if I just share the little bits. You need to invest in this. So I hope that as you're watching these videos, you make the decision to make the investment in this. And I feel very blessed that I get to be part of this. And I'm investing my time and my trust into this program in Alana. If you were to hire a dietitian to work with, it would be very, very expensive. And if you were to actually have access to somebody like her at the level she's at in her field, it would be ridiculous. So I consider this a huge blessing.